You have some of these props around your house and they are convenient for you to gather up before we get started today. It might be something just fun to have as part of the practice today, but it's not necessary at all. I have all of them here and we can use our imagination, of course, but some of the things that you might want to gather up is a stuffed animal that's really soft that you love, or a blanket that you love, a pillow that is really soft and feels really good. So one of those. And then if you have any essential oils around your house, awesome, then you can take a cotton ball and just put a drop of the essential oil on the cotton ball, and you can use that throughout your practice as well. We're going to be working with our senses again. Also a bouncy ball. It can be a big bouncy ball, you know, not like huge, but bigger. It doesn't have to be this small at all. It's just that I didn't have any other balls, and I have dogs, so we have a lot of tennis balls around the house. And lastly, if you have any fabrics, they don't have to be these kinds of fabrics, but you know, scarves will work. You can use these as part of the practice today. Happy to see you. I wish that I could give you a hug in real life because I love hugs. And so let's go ahead and just give ourselves a squeeze. So wrap your arms around you and squeeze. Breathe in deep. Exhale. Good. Bring your arms down and then cross your arms the other way. So whatever arm was on top last time, cross the other one on top and squeeze. Just giving yourself a hug, maybe closing your eyes, just noticing how comforting that feels. And you can also use your imagination to pretend that you're maybe giving me a hug, or just someone that you really love and care for, just giving them a hug. Breathe in. Exhale. All right, bring your arms down. So we're going to come down onto our seats into a cross-legged position. So today we're going to talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness sounds like a big word, but it's actually just a simple idea. It means paying attention with care, one moment at a time. We people, we can often get distracted, and it takes practice to use our senses to focus on one thing and live in the now, the present moment. Our minds get filled up with so many thoughts, even if they're pleasant thoughts or unpleasant thoughts. Just too many things going on in our head can be distracting and feel overwhelming. I definitely feel that way sometimes. What about you? So in mindfulness, or when we pay attention carefully, we put our thoughts that are racing around in our heads kind of to the side, and we focus on our mind on what's happening right now in the present moment. So today we're going to practice being mindful by focusing our attention on one thing at a time, and yoga really helps us take the time to do that. And we do that with our five senses. Those are what we see, we hear, we smell, taste, feel, or touch. Let's begin by sitting up tall and we center ourselves. We come into stillness and peace. Let's connect the left and right palm together at the heart center. And you can close your eyes, or maybe you just let your gaze be very soft, just staring down toward the floor. Good. So just feeling your body and the weight of your body on the floor. Feeling the floor wherever it's touching your body, on your legs and on your bottom. And noticing any sounds that you hear in the room or the space that you're in. It could be any sound. It could be the sound of the air conditioning. It could be the sound of someone else moving around in your house. Just any sound, big or small. And maybe noticing any smells that you can smell in your house. And if you have your cotton ball with essential oil on it nearby, you might place it right in between your palms and see if you can notice the smell of the essential oil you put on there. And we can't really taste anything right now, but we can use our imagination to maybe imagine that we're tasting a juicy orange. And we can imagine the flavor of that orange on our tongue. Bow your mind to your heart. That helps us understand that we have our inner knowing of listening to our minds and our bodies and what we need for our yoga today. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your head up, blink open your eyes, keep your hands together at your heart, and look around the space that you're in. See if you can notice something, one or two things that are red in the space around you. If there's nothing that you can find that is red, then maybe you imagine something that is red. But first, see if you can find, even if it's something very small, one or two things that are red. Okay, now look around. Anything orange? Do you see anything orange in the space that you're in? Big or small? Maybe it's even on your clothes. Now, one or two things that are yellow. Around for something yellow. If you don't see anything yellow in the space that you're in, maybe you can look up at the screen and find something yellow in the space that I'm in. And now one or two items in the space around you that are green. Using your sense of sight, your two eyes, to find one or two things that are green. And now moving on to anything blue in the space around you. Looking all around, becoming very aware with your eyes of anything that is the color blue. Now anything purple or violet colored. Bring our hands down. If you had your cotton ball in your hand, you can place that to the side. So first, before we practice our story time yoga, we're gonna have some fun, move our bodies, get the wiggles out. Sometimes when our minds get full of thoughts, good or bad, our bodies can get tense and hold that feeling inside of our bodies as well. And so we can use movement to help calm the mind and the body. So you can begin by uncrossing the legs, and you'll make your way onto hands and knees into a tabletop position. Good. So we're in a tabletop position. I'm going to turn to the side. You want to have your hands right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. You'll inhale as you arch your spine and look up. Exhale, round your spine like a cat. Inhale, arching the spine like a cow. Maybe you say moo. Exhale, round your spine like a cat. Maybe you say sss. Inhale, moo. Exhale, sss. Really round your spine. And one more time here. Inhale, cow pose, moo. Exhale, round your spine. Good. And then come back to a straight spine, and you can start to wave side to side. Just kind of pretending that maybe you're water, and you're moving and waving like a body of water. You might make some circles. Water is swirling. Maybe the water is just kind of choppy. Maybe the water is really fast. Maybe the water is slow. Maybe the water just makes very little movements. So just moving in a way that feels good to you. And then eventually, you'll tuck your toes under and you'll lift your hips up. You'll walk your feet forward and your hands back, coming into a forward fold. So feet are wider than your hips, so feet are pretty wide, and then you're just kind of swaying side to side, having some gorilla arms here, just letting your arms be very heavy and long like a gorilla, and letting the head hang, swaying. Good. And now bend the knees a whole bunch and start to roll on up to standing. Good. If you have your fabrics with you, and like I said, they don't have to be fabrics like this. They can be any kind of fabric or scarf. Grab them where you want to, and we'll take the feet out wide. We'll take ourselves into that washing machine. Just wringing out any tension or fast-paced thoughts or a mind full of thoughts, just wringing it out. And here you can maybe look to the side. Maybe you feel like you can look all the way back behind you. And the hands and arms are patting the body. Good. Slow this movement down until you find yourself coming back to stillness. Good. And then we'll take the arms up overhead. Breathe in. Exhale. Start to push the clouds. If you have your scarves, you can push the scarves side to side. And watch your hands or watch the scarves. This is kind of like we're pushing the clouds, pushing any of the fog, foggy thoughts, foggy thinking, just clearing the way. Clear mind. Good. And bring it down to the throat and to the heart space area. Maybe you just kind of twist side to side. Maybe you can make a figure 8 shape with the hands and arms. And now we go side to side, arms come down. Good, just really letting go. And smile. Bring it back up to heart space. Figure 8s if you can. And then overhead, push the clouds, clear the fog. Good. Inhale, breathe in, reach the arms out and up. Drop your scarves if you have them, and just start hopping. Start shaking the arms, letting the head nod. Shake the arms down to your sides. And then just start moving around, hopping around. Arms can go everywhere, moving through your joints, your elbows, your shoulders, knees. Move your hips. If any sounds want to come out, just let them. Maybe some giggling, maybe just any kind of sounds that come out. Keep shaking. Maybe you feel like you want to slow down. Maybe you feel like you want to go fast. Maybe you just want to go medium. Go at whatever speed you want, and that can change at any time. All right, and then we'll slow this down. Just start hopping until you find yourself still. Take one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take a moment. Notice what you feel under your hands. Do you maybe feel the beat of your heart? You feel the pace of your breath. Bring your hands down to your sides, and you'll come standing in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Tadasana, Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing tall like a mountain. Strong legs rooted into the earth. Crown of the head, very top of the head, reaching up to the sky. And we feel the whole body is getting as tall as it can. But if we notice our shoulders reaching up, we want to squeeze the shoulders down and back. Good. We'll do our sun salutations now. Hello, sun. Inhale, circling the arms out and up, looking up, saying, hello, sky. Exhale, fold forward, touching the earth. Hello, earth. Take your hands down to the floor. Step back into a push-up position, making a straight line with your body. Pressing the hands into the floor. Knees are lifted if you can, and try to keep your bottom low. Make a completely straight line with the body. Breathe here. And just saying, repeating, I am strong. I am strong. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can lower the knees down and then lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, lifting the chest up. Hello, slithering snake. And wiggle your body. Lower down, press your hips up. Tuck your toes under. lifting your hips up and back into our puppy pose. Hello, puppy. What sound does your puppy make? Ruff, 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 ruff. And you can wag your tail side to side. Making any puppy sounds you want to. Breathe in, look forward. On your exhale, you can hop like a bunny into a forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Say hello, toes. Hello, toes. Exhale, lower down. Tickle your toes. Inhale, we come all the way back up again. Circling the arms back up toward the sky. Hello, sun. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Hello, me. Bow the mind to the heart. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Release the hands, open the eyes. We'll do it again a little bit faster this time. Breathe in, circling the arms out and up. Hello, sky. Breathe out, exhale, fold forward. Hello, earth. Plant the hands, press back into a push-up position. I am strong. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, lifting the heart up. Hello, slithering snake. Lower down. Press up through your tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Hello, puppy. And maybe your puppy is a bouncy puppy. See how high your puppy can bounce its back paws. Maybe your puppy wants to lift one leg. Maybe your puppy wants to keep that leg lifted and try lifting the opposite front paw. Whoops. And maybe try on the other side, lifting the other leg. Maybe you see if for a second you can lift that other front paw on the opposite side. Oh, and then come back down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop like a bunny. Top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hello, toes. Exhale, fold. Tickle the toes. Inhale, rising all the way up, reaching out and up. Hello, sky, sun. Hello, sun. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Hello, me. Bow your mind to your heart. Good. Release your hands down. Open your eyes. Great. So today we're going to be doing our story time yoga practice, which is based off of this book, My Five Senses. Wonderful book, lots of awesome photos in here, and pretty simple to read. So it's great tool for mindfulness and using the five senses. So let's go over the postures, the shapes we'll be making with our body for our story today. The first one is one that we've already done, which is going to be when we see the sun. We see and we look up and we circle our arms big like the sun. And then bring it down into a low squat. So now we come down into a squat like a frog. You can keep your hands together at your heart, or you can take your hands down to the floor. And if you're feeling already energetic enough, you might take a few froggy hops around the room. So you breathe in, and as you breathe out, hop. Breathe in, ribbit. Breathe in, ribbit. And then make your way back, maybe some little hops. Maybe you're still going, you're jumping higher, making your way back to where you were at into your low frog squat, froggy sitting on a lily pad. And then we can come down to hands and knees, all the way down to the floor. And this is when we pretend we're a little baby that is trying to crawl. We're just kind of wiggling around the floor, moving our arms, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then we might come up to hands and knees and just crawling around the space. If you're practicing with a sibling or siblings, just kind of watch out, watch your body, and be aware of the space around you. And then crawling sideways, forward, backwards, and make your way back to your mat. And then we'll tuck under our toes, lift our hips up and back into our downward facing dog or puppy pose. We look forward. We hop to the top of the mat into a forward fold. And inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms out and up. Maybe this time you come up onto your tiptoes. See how that feels. Exhale, lower the heels down. Take the hands down. Good. So you're in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. I'm going to stand sideways because we'll step the right foot back and we'll come down into a squat here. This is going to be us sitting down to our drum set. We're not in our story time just yet, but we're getting set up with all the poses. So we're sitting down on the stool at our drum set. You might choose to play some hand drums. You might choose to have some drumsticks. You could be at a rock concert or a reggae concert, and you just start playing the drums. You might make some sounds. Boom, 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 boom. Whatever sounds your drums are making. And then we bring our legs straight, bring the arms overhead, stretch the body out, exhale, take the hands down, and then hop the feet closer together. So now right underneath the hips, and then we're sitting down into our fire truck. We're driving the fire truck. So it's like we're sitting into an imaginary seat of a fire truck. We have our imaginary steering wheel. And then it's a little bit of a bumpy ride. And you might hear some sounds. Woo! 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 And now we take our arms down, we come up to standing. We'll come into our bird pose. So we're spreading our wings out, lifting one leg, lifting the knee. Maybe this is where you're at. You're just kind of perched with wings spread. Or maybe you kick that leg back behind you and you're soaring. Your wings can start flapping. Maybe you're catching some wind currents and you're soaring through the sky. And what sounds does your bird make? Good, and then we come back up. We're landing on a tree branch. And we want to lift the wings out again, standing on the opposite leg now. Maybe your wings start to flap. Maybe they're a little faster. Maybe they're slower. Are your wings very big, or are they very small, like a hummingbird, going a little faster? Maybe you extend that back leg behind you and you soar like an eagle. Caw, caw! And maybe you fall over a little bit, and that's okay. Just start flying again. Good, now we'll come to standing and back to our Tadasana. This is where we're gonna take our cotton ball, if we have it, with our essential oil on it. Otherwise, you just pretend for this. So we're in our Tadasana, hands together at our heart. And this is where we sniff use our sense of smell to breathe and smell the essential oil on the cotton ball. You can close your eyes so you can be very focused. You might then come into your tree pose, signifying our pine tree for the day. So pine trees are very pointy and they smell of pine because they have pine oil. And then we can lift the opposite foot, stand on the other foot. Maybe you take the lifted heel to the inside of the leg. Maybe you keep the toe down, and that's where you're at today. Or maybe you slide the foot up further to above the knee. And then pull that knee that's lifted back, creating a pointy shape with the knee. So the palms are together, fingers pointing up, knee is pointing out, and you're really rooted through that standing leg. And if you topple over a little bit, that's okay. Just come back to your center. Remember to have your eyes focused on one spot in front of you on the floor, on the wall. And you come back. Breathe in. Exhale, come back to Tadasana. Breathe in, maybe smelling your essential oil. Breathe out. You'll shift the weight. Now we'll come to the other side. Shift the weight into the opposite foot. Start to bring the palms up, fingertips up to the sky. Take that other foot now to the inside of the leg. You can leave the toes down. You can choose to maybe try, just challenge yourself a little bit, bringing that foot to the inside of the lower leg. If you want to try a little bit more, you might slide that foot up above the knee, and you can even use your hand to lift that foot up. And it's okay to fall over. You just find your center again. Find your gaze. One pointed gaze, your drishti. Drishti, one pointed gaze. Drishti. Breathe in. Breathe out, take the foot down, come back. Hands at heart center. Well done. That takes a lot of focus. All right, so now we will make our way down by bringing our arms out and up in a big circle. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, press back into your push-up position. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, you can lower your knees, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Inhale, lifting the heart up. Maybe add a little hello, slithering snake. And then exhale. You're going to make your way back into a child's pose for just a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out through your mouth. And then slowly sit on your heels. So you're going to have the tops of your feet on the floor, and you're going to sit back on your heels. You'll sit up tall, shoulders right over your hips. Reach the top of your head up to the sky. Good. So now this is where we are pretending that we're sitting down at our dinner table or maybe for breakfast. And we're going to imagine we've got our favorite juice or milk or whatever beverage we like to have, whatever healthy beverage we like to have. And we'll just imagine we're taking a sip. You can close your eyes if you want to. And then put it back down. And then imagining you have your favorite food. I'm going to imagine pizza right now, having a craving for pizza. Cheese pizza sounds good. So I'm going to take a slice. That's delicious. So just have a bite of whatever your imaginary food is there. And now we'll lean forward, tuck under your toes now. So all 10 toes tucked under. Sitting back on your heels. You might feel a little bit of a sensation in the bottoms of your feet. This is really helping to stretch the bottom of our feet. Our feet walk us around all day. They do so much for us. So we're just giving them some love. Take your favorite stuffed animal, your blanket, or your pillow, and this is where we use our sense of touch to touch something soft. Maybe you can touch it against your cheek. Put that back down on the floor, and we'll breathe in. We'll extend our arms out to the sides, also extending the belly in a big belly balloon breath. Imagining your fingertips are just grazing the edges of a big balloon. Exhale back down. Good. What color is your balloon? Mine's purple. Breathe in, circling up around this balloon. Your belly is very big like the balloon. Exhale back down. And then we'll take our hands back down to the floor. Now just patting the tops of your feet. Pretend you're patting them in a nice water puddle here. So using the sense of touch on our feet to tap the water. Coming up now, we'll take our hands behind our low back. Squeeze your shoulders back. Look up toward the sky. And this is where we're looking at the moon and the stars. Squeeze the shoulders back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagining a crescent moon or a full moon, maybe a new moon, and any stars twinkling. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe out. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Come into your rock pose. Good. So now we'll come up to standing. We practiced all the poses for our story time, so now we will put it all together. For this first part, you can repeat after me. You can use your voice if you want to follow along with me. So I would say a line first, and then you just repeat the line. I have 5 senses. I see with my eyes. I hear with my ears. I smell with my nose. I touch with my fingers. I taste with my tongue. Watch this. Breathe in. Stick out your tongue. Let's do that one again. It's too fun. I taste with my tongue. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stick out your tongue. Good. I use my eyes to see the sun. Circling the arms out and up. Breathe in. I see my eyes to see the sun. Come down into a low squat. Breathing out. I use my eyes to see a frog. Does your frog want to hop a little bit? Ribbit, ribbit. I use my eyes to see a baby crawl across the room. Crawl, crawl, crawl. Crawl backwards, sideways, and crawl back to your mat. Come into a forward fold. Lift yourself up, reach the arms up. Exhale, down to your heart. Bring the legs out wide with the toes pointing out and lower down. Come down to sit at your drum set, whatever kind you want, hand drum, or do you want some drumsticks? I use my ears to hear a drum. Boom, 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 boom. Or maybe you're using the hand drum. Maybe you're going fast. Maybe it's a slow beat. You can kind of hop with your legs. Use the strength of your legs here. So we use our ears to hear a drum. And then we'll hop the feet together, sitting down into the fire engine. We use our ears to hear a fire engine. Woo! 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 We use our ears to hear a bird. Chirp, 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 chirp. Caw, caw. Maybe you extend the leg back. Maybe you soar through the air. And come back to standing. Use your ear. I use my ears to hear a bird. Caw, caw, chirp, 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 chirp. Extend the leg back if you want to, soaring through the air. Good. Grab your cotton ball if you have it nearby. Come back to standing. Well done. Take the hands together at your heart with your cotton ball in Tadasana. I use my sense of smell. I use my nose. I use my nose to smell. Breathe in. Breathe out. I use my nose to smell a pine tree. Come up into your pine tree and back down. I use my nose to smell a pine tree. Come up into your pine tree and back down. Come back to Tadasana. Bring your hands out like you have a plate of fresh baked cookies. I use my nose to smell fresh baked cookies. Mine are chocolate chip. What are yours? And bring it back down. Circle the arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Come on to sitting on your heels. Grab your favorite beverage, your favorite drink. I use my tongue to taste my favorite drink. And set back down. I use my tongue to taste my favorite food. Cheese pizza for me right now. Or maybe it's ice cream. You can have both. And now we lift up, tuck our toes under. Now sitting the hips back on those heels. Find your something soft that you have, or imagining I touch something soft. Maybe you rub it against your face. Give it a hug. Take it back down. Now imagining that you're circling your hands around a big balloon of whatever color you would like. Breathe in. Touching the balloon with your fingertips. Breathe out. Big balloon here. Another breath. Breathe in. Circling the arms out and up. Breathe out. Take it back down. Take your hands down to the floor. Tap your feet. Tapping in that water puddle. Using your sense of your fingers and your skin to touch something soft. And then we sit up tall here. Take the hands back behind you and repeating after me as you look up toward the sky. I use my eyes to see the moon and the stars. Take 1 or 2 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower the hips down. Coming down into your rock pose. Let your arms be at your sides, your forehead down to the floor. And just rest. Just listen as I read to you here in your rock pose. Sometimes I use all of my senses at once. Sometimes I use only one. Can you guess how many senses you're using right now? Breathe in, take a big breath, like a big balloon with your belly. Breathe out through your mouth. come up out of your rock pose, coming onto hands and knees. Take your forearms down to the floor and stick your bottom up. This is our puppy pose. You can, playful puppy pose, you can wiggle your tail side to side. And just imagining, even if you don't have a puppy, what is it like to play with a puppy? When we play with a puppy, we use our sense of seeing to see the puppy. We hear the sounds the puppy is making. Maybe you can make some sounds you might hear when you're playing with a rambunctious puppy. Maybe a little. You could smell the puppy. Puppies have puppy breath. Smells good. And then you can touch the puppy, pet the puppy, very soft. So using 4 senses whenever you're playing with a puppy. And then take yourself up through your downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward, hands back. Come up to standing. Take your ball, standing in your mountain pose. And when you bounce a ball, you use 3 senses. You see, you hear, and you touch. So see if whatever size ball you have, just bounce the ball with both hands or one hand. And notice what you see. You have to look at the floor and look at the ball when you're bouncing. You look at your hands catching the ball. You hear the ball bouncing on the floor. And you're touching the ball with your hands and feeling it with your hands. So 3 senses bringing you into focus here so you can bounce a ball. Place your ball to the side when you're ready. And we'll meet standing in our Tadasana. Repeat after me. I am mindful. I see all there is to see. I hear all there is to hear. I smell all there is to smell. I taste all there is to taste. I touch all there is to touch. And just listen, maybe with your eyes closed, to this last part. Every minute of the day, my senses are working for me, and I am aware. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come down to Sukhasana, our cross-legged seat. So we have the legs crossed, and we're sitting down. Take your palms, rest them face up on your thighs. You can close your eyes or just let your gaze be soft down at the floor. But just noticing how you feel and maybe seeing how many senses out of your sense of seeing, smelling, touching, tasting, and hearing that you can use right now. Just for the next few moments, let's be silent and see how many senses we can use. Take your palms together at heart center and bow your mind to your heart. Thank you so much for working and focusing so well today. And I trust that you will take what you learned today and learning this concept of mindfulness and having it be more a part of your day. Namaste. All right, friends, thank you so much We kind of ran out of time today and I didn't get to do our typical Shavasana. So if you're really missing that, because I know that a lot of you have expressed to me how much you enjoy the Shavasana and enjoy relaxing, please make some time to do that. You can do that just for a few minutes. It doesn't take long, just to rest and really find more of that harmony and peace that we continue to talk about, that it's in our hearts. So please take the time for your final relaxation if you really want to today. But otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed it. I know I did, and I want to see you guys next time. I'll let you know about more classes. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.